we've got to make sure Trump leaves the White House one way or another, either by election, or if he loses and he won't leave, then some of us will have to just go and escort the brother. You know what I mean? It's time to go. You've done your damage. But we can't be under any illusions. When Biden and Harris get in there, if they still tied to Wall Street, still tied to the militarism, Africa, if they still tied to not dealing with quality public education, if they're still tied to their same old neoliberal elites, then we're just going to have another slow disaster rather than a quick catastrophe. When it comes to the serious class struggles that are going on, the class war of the bosses against workers, she hasn't always been on the side of the workers. Neither has Biden.
What's interesting, because
Biden linked to the major mass incarceration regime in the modern world. He helped create that. You know what I mean? So that we have to tell the truth about even those we vote for. That's why I don't endorse them. I vote for them.
That was Cornel West with Anderson Cooper on CNN recently, talking about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And he makes the point absolutely clear. He's going to vote for them, but he's not going to lie for them. And I think that's a crucial distinction. In recent days, over the past couple weeks especially, there's been a growing number of people that have been saying not only that there's an imperative to defeat Donald Trump and Mike Pence, but that the left, that people with any sort of influential profile should start being silent in their criticisms of the Biden-Harris ticket and what they plan to do or what they may end up doing but they're not saying should they win in November. That it's not enough to simply say, I'm going to vote for Biden-Harris. You now have to actively start covering for them and maybe even lying for them to help defeat Donald Trump. And that's a bridge too far for me, and that's a bridge too far for Cornel West and a lot of other progressives, from Nina Turner to Rashida Tlaib to Cori Bush, who have all acknowledged in their own way that Trump is worse than Biden, that Pence is worse than Harris, but you don't have to lie for the latter to disparage the former. And I think that's something we need to look at. One, from my perspective, there's the desire to give the news truthfully. I have my own opinions and my own biases. I have my own blind spots and my own worldview, and I can't be relied upon as one guy to always give the story accurately 100% of the time. No individual person, however perfect, can do that. But what I try to do is cover the news as I see it. And that means that while I generally agree, in fact, I wholeheartedly agree that Trump is worse than Biden, I will not lie for Biden to magnify that point. I'm not going to look at Biden's neoliberal record and his neoliberal objectives and what will almost certainly be lies dedicated to try and convince progressives that he might sort of maybe kind of care about us and our issues. I'm not going to cover for him to achieve the objective of defeating Donald Trump. That's dishonesty. And I'm not about that. I never had to lie about Bernie Sanders. What I said about Bernie was true. Most of the time I was praising him. Rarely I would critique him, but I felt I was always being honest while doing so. With Biden, I'll do the same. He's better than Trump. You should probably vote for him, but I'm not going to lie to make you vote for Biden. And what Cornel West is noting is clear. We can't give people illusions. And I think what Cornel West is doing is he's thinking about the short, medium, and long term. In the short term, he's right. Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. He 100% is. I don't trust Donald Trump to actually handle this election democratically. I fear him even more than past Republicans with their gerrymandering and things like that. It's a legitimate desire to defeat Donald Trump at all costs. But those voices that are telling you, the voices outside the Cornel West camp that are telling you to lie for Biden or be silent about Biden until November or January or whatever, they're ignoring the fact that if you want to actively oppose Biden on day one, and I've been noting this in some of my recent videos, you need to actually keep people engaged in the criticism. if every major media and political figure is not only saying vote for Biden and Harris to stop Trump and Pence, but they're also saying Biden and Harris are champions for regular people. They care about racial justice. If we elect them, the country will get so much better. It'll be glorious. Work hard to elect these two figures. Then you're being lied to. And when it comes down to the reality, and again, I know this for a fact, they will disappoint people. You want people ready day one to oppose them. And they won't be if you lie to them. And they won't believe you if you've been lying to them. If you've been telling folks from July to November that Biden's the greatest thing since sliced bread, the most progressive president in decades potentially, and then day one, you start going at them, they're going to call you cynical, they're going to call you disingenuous, they're going to call you a flip-flopper, and they might not be wrong. Cornel West, Nina Turner, Rashida Tlaib, Cori Bush, others have made it very clear. Look, I'm going to vote for the guy because he's better than the other guy. There's not really an alternative in the American political system, unfortunate as it is. But no illusions. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, in their histories and in the present, have caused real harm to people, and we can't ignore that, and we can't paper over that. This is a major battle because long term, if we want to keep people engaged in left struggle, we can't give Biden and Harris 4 to 8 years of grace time. What happened is Barack Obama, another neoliberal candidate who got a lot of progressive goodwill, got at least 4 years, if not 6 or 7 or 8 years of people just defending him and excusing his neoliberalism over and over and over again, because when he came up, we weren't allowed to criticize him because we had to stop John McCain because he was the Republican. And if people would have been more skeptical about Barack Obama, even if they voted for him from day one, maybe there would have been more time for Bernie Sanders to build his revolution in 2016, and there might have been more time for him to build momentum, and maybe Bernie Sanders defeats Hillary Clinton, and I think if he defeats Hillary Clinton, he's president. Now, that's a lot of speculation, but even if you put that aside, the fact of the matter is, we shouldn't give any goodwill at all to Harris and Biden. No illusions, no lies. We should be honest with our audiences and with our friends and our family. Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. Defeat him. Defeat him hard at the polls. But you are not voting for Biden. You are not voting for Harris. You are using your votes to them as a vector of defeating Donald Trump. And if you don't believe me, people are open to that message. The Pew Research poll I covered yesterday on the channel showed nearly 60% of Biden voters, 56% to be exact, are voting for him first and foremost because he is not Donald Trump. People are already ready for a message that Donald Trump being defeated is the reason Biden's getting the vote. Do not give Biden an intellectual, ideological, and political mandate to govern. He doesn't deserve one. And the left staying silent or lying for him gives him something he doesn't deserve and gives him something that will set us back 4, 8, maybe even 12 years. Don't do it.